Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show. I'm your host, Tosin. As always, this is the Manchester United edition. Usually I will have a different guest on, a United fan, but I needed somebody with a Hayden perspective and somebody with a neutral and tactical perspective. He's laughing already. What?
He introduced me as the hater. Yeah, I mean, at least give me a chance.
No, I'm not gonna let you laugh. You're
Damn.
not even what's the crazy thing? You're not even my friend anymore. You're family. So I'm not even gonna give
I
you a
know,
check.
but it's like,
Okay?
goddamn.
No,
They're
no.
gonna know. They're gonna find out I'm a hater.
Well, no. Now I'm introducing you as what you are. It's Coach, ladies. How
uh,
you doing, man?
I'm chilling, man. Free Palestine, baby. Like as always,
As
but I'm
always.
chilling, man. I'm chilling. Yeah. To be honest, whenever I watch Man United games, it's whenever I watch Man United games in the last 7, 8 years, it's always from a perspective of curiosity. I'm not. It's not like I'm hating. I am hating. Obviously, that's the natural disposition. But usually,
Yeah,
the other overriding feeling is just curiosity. Like,
yeah.
what are United doing? Basically, like,
Mhm.
regardless of the manager, like, what are you doing? That's what I want to kind of figure out. And I'm never not left with more questions than answers.
So
Uh,
I'm gonna double
so,
down on your point. I used to get really, really upset after losses, right?
yeah,
And it's gonna sound like a flex, but I'm not trying to
yeah,
flex. But once I started actually making money off of football, I stopped caring.
yeah.
And I know that sounds super, super like, oh, you don't care. I love my team. You know this. I love United through and through. I'm a
Yeah.
United fan through and through. But
We'd have to
as,
flex on all of us like that, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, what I mean, some of us actually have to, you know, do a 9 to 5 and shit, you know. So
yeah, no, like I remember we lost 7-0 to Liverpool, and I was leaving San Francisco. Right, I literally was packing my bags and getting ready to
was that
come
like
back.
3 years ago now? I want to
Like
say,
2 years ago, yeah, 2 years ago,
yeah,
yeah. Eric Ten Hag, yeah, at Anfield.
yeah,
And I
okay,
don't forget this because this is when I knew that I grew up. Was
yeah,
I literally was packing my bag, and the lovely lady who I was with at the time, she's like, "Oh, your team's losing." I was just like, "Well, guess what? When I get back to New York, I either have to take an Uber or I have to take a train back to my apartment." You know what these players are doing when they get back home? They're driving around Lamborghini, and that's when I knew, you
yeah,
know what? It is
yeah.
what it is. So I do understand when people get upset, though. I'm not here to like say, "Oh, you're wrong," then I get upset.
Yeah.
Hey, by all means, do
No,
it.
no,
But
they are wrong. How they get upset? I think we could police how they get upset because some of you are really fucking stupid. Like, let's be honest here. Like,
mhm,
we know how frustrating they can be, like supporting a team that seems as if they're not maximizing what they have and shit. Doesn't give
mhm,
you an excuse to be a complete jackass. Like,
yeah,
you can be upset. It's normal to be upset. You invest time and sometimes money into watching your team. I get that, but just
mhm,
park your emotions. And I'm gonna try and say this is as politically correct as possible, but I mean this sincerely. Be a fucking man. Like, seriously, like, we get it. Like, we
mhm.
get it, but don't take it too far. You can be upset, go cry in your corner and shit, and you put your big boy pants on and get on with your life.
Yeah.
Simple.
Uh, let's get into the game. Those
Yeah.
changes galore. Tyler Frederickson, Harry Maguire, Aiden Heaven started as a back three. Onana came back in goal. Dalot, Dorgo as the wing backs. Ugarte and Kobe Mainoo. Kobe Mainoo's the man of the hour. So we'll get into that later. Cunha, Diallo was the 10s, and Shesko got his first start. Um, what were your pregame expectations when you watched the game? You saw the new lineup. Did you have anything that you were just like, oh, this is interesting?
I was telling some United mates, I was like, you guys have to like spank them. Like, I was like, it doesn't make no sense for you not to go there. I would have went full strength to be honest. I just said, okay, let's just kill this game. First half, kill it, 3-0, 4-0, and then you bring on whoever you want to bring on or whatever. No problem there. But then on top of that, I was like, he really loves this 3-4-3. I haven't seen a man love something this much probably since Tony Cruz retired and stopped wearing his Adipios.
Yeah.
Maybe. Like, why are you so wedded to this 3-4-3? You're going to League Two, Burnley, not Burnley, Grimsby. Like, do you know what they do in Grimsby? They make pasties. Americans don't even know what pasties are, bro.
Bro,
Like,
they fry fish out there. That's what
this is
Grimsby's
what
known.
I'm saying, bro. Like, they make a delicacy you guys never like, and it's pasties are okay. I'll give cheese and onion pasties actually decent. I'll give them that. But the point I'm making is that's all they do in Grimsby. They wake up at 6 a.m., start making their pasties, then they go for a run or whatever. They come back, continue making their pasties, right? Then they go for lunch. Cool. Then by like 3 o'clock, they're still making their pasties. But that's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do in Grimsby, bro. So for me, it's just strange that you're not going ultra attacking and saying, okay, let's get our confidence up and just blow this team away. Like no one's gonna remember you winning 6-0 away to Grimsby. It's gonna be like, oh, what, it's Man United anyway. But what it does for your team's confidence and going forward, it can be a big thing. But I'll just 3-4-3. Like I said it the other day, why are you playing that managing Man United? Like, have some fucking sense, man. Seriously.
Bro, I knew we lost this game in the first 15, 20 minutes. When I saw how fast Grimsby came out, they were pressing. We
Yeah.
couldn't play it out the back against a League Two team. I was like, oh yeah, no. And I'm not the one now who, like, before in the past, I used to be like, oh, manager out, this is Eric Ten Hag out, whatever. I'm not like that no more. I'm like, yo, listen, you have yourself a job, right?
Yeah.
Your job is to get this team to the very top, and you have rope. And like I said on the other podcast, not to get super dark, either gonna hang yourself.
Let's not get dark again, please.
Yeah,
We get the metaphor, please.
yeah. What I'm saying is, like, bro, you literally now you did this. You
Yeah.
made this sandwich. You brought these new players, and they still can't play out the back against Grimsby Town. Granted, the midfield is bad, but we're gonna get into that. Around 15th, 17th minute, I was like, oh, Grimsby are handling United. They're looking well. And then I started thinking to myself, like, this is a question for Coach, and this is why I have Coach on here today. It seemed like United kept avoiding going through the midfield and going out. It's just like literally they just kept trying to shovel it out wide. That's literally all they kept trying to do.
Yeah, I know. It makes sense why I do, because I don't think Amorim cares too much about what sort of midfielders he has there, because in his head it doesn't matter. Now,
Yeah.
rightly or wrongly, that's his prerogative, is what it is. I think it personally, it doesn't make sense to me. But he feels as if value, in terms of value, all the value is in the forwards and what you can do out wide. And probably he's doing that as well, because if we lose the ball out wide and you lose it higher up, then you've got to get through us, basically, rather than, risking playing with the ball in midfield and then losing it and then you're straight at the defense kind of thing. He'd rather lose it in certain areas, which is whatever, you know what I mean? Like, that everyone has their ways of coaching. But for me, if Grimsby Town let me just be clear, Grimsby Town in League Two. So you have the Premier League, then you have the Championship, right? Then you have League One, and then you have League Two. They are 3 leagues below Manchester. It's Manchester United we're talking about here.
Every white British guy ever. It's Manchester United we're talking about here.
Exactly. And you're going there with 3 at the back and you're avoiding midfield. I guarantee you, had he played maybe one academy player, not Kobe Mainoo, obviously, and played a 3-man midfield, United walk out of there easy. 60 minutes, you got everyone off, you're winning 5-0, you're good. Like, there's a clear chasm in quality, but I actually think United might have been. Amorim was 100% outcoached in at least the first 30 minutes, at the very least. I want to be kind here. It was probably the first half, but those first 30 minutes had no chance, genuinely.
Yeah.
So,
and then 4 minutes later, 21st minute, Grimsby got their goal. Persistent, just they had space. They were super persistent. Ugarte and Ahmad ran into each other, and Dalot was nowhere to be found, and they scored. Maybe Onana could have done better. It was a great shot, but man, we'll get into Onana later. But that first goal literally was like everything about Ruben Amorim's tenure about Man United. Ugarte sums him up. The mistakes the players are making, the players don't look confident in themselves in the system, and it showed. I thought in the summertime what I saw was like, oh, this looks good in preseason because I got to see it in person. But now seeing it, we're 3 games into the season. We had 2 Premier League games, a League Cup. It's not looking good. I don't see anywhere up from here, but the floor is yours.
No, I'm not gonna talk too long on this point here. I just want to be clear here that what you've seen in pre-season, I feel as if it was a lot of the players still feeling a bit of embarrassment from the last season. So it's like, okay, first opportunity, we got to show out kind of thing. And then the first game of the season comes along, and it's like, oh shit, at home to Arsenal, yeah, we've got a great record at home to them. We can show out. Obviously, didn't win, but United played world granted that day, kind of thing. And then it feels as if the scars of last season have already worn off, and it's just reverted to type again. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And oh man, it's just dark, man. It's dark. Grimsby got a second goal, but they called off a handball. And then the 30th minute, Grimsby got a goal. And I'm going to give you a fun fact about the goal score for
Mm.
Grimsby Town. You know what academy he graduated from?
Man United.
Yep, Tyrell Warren
Mm.
scored against
Yeah,
Manchester United, and it
yeah.
was 2-0. And you're just looking at Andre Nada like, bro, what is wrong
So,
with you?
so here's the thing: Grimsby are apparently really good at set pieces. So a lot of the delivery tonight was actually pretty good, and they were trying to. One of them even tried to score an Olympico actually against Onana. Also, he clearly knew that he was a bit dodgy from set pieces. But I keep going back to the fact that I mean this sincerely. It's Manchester United we're talking about here. Like seriously, you can't handle a League Two team with their set piece tactics. Now I get a lot of people might not know this, but the football pyramid in England, the gap between the lower sides and the top sides is closing. Like they're closing it, especially in terms of the way that the coaches are developing and the way that they're actually developing their teams to play. But there's still an insane chasm of quality of player and manager and fitness as well. Hence why Grimsby clearly tired towards the end, like from around 60, 65, 70 minutes, they were dead on their feet pretty much, Grimsby, to be honest. And United just looked like they were starting to get going. So yeah, I just think I'm not even trying to give United any excuses, but what what is Amorim's actual reasoning for not setting them up in a certain way, not even from a tactical perspective, just maybe from even a mentality perspective, because you could see from the players' body language as well. When they were pressing them in that first half, the United players weren't even playing with any sort of swagger or arrogance. Maybe Kobe Minu, to be fair to him, but some of these players like Dorgu, I get Dorgu still young, kind of thing. Like, but Mbeumo and Cunha weren't involved anywhere near enough for me. Look, Mbeumo and what's his name? Not Mbeumo, sorry, Cunha. Pardon me, Cunha and Ahmad were nowhere near involved enough for me. They just weren't. So that for me, it feels like it's coming from the manager. So
Yeah, for sure. And then halftime happens. United made three changes, and Buemo, Bruno, and the Ligt came on, and then the rain started pouring. That was the most English thing in the world. And to me, when I saw that rain pouring, bro, it looked like it summed up what was happening. Like the
that's proper.
heavens.
That's proper English weather though. That's really English football weather. Like I
Mhm.
loved the aesthetic was amazing for me personally. So yeah.
Beautiful. I felt like, damn, I need to go home. This feels right. This feels like what I know. 48th minute, Aiden Heaven saved the third goal, man. If it wasn't for Aiden Heaven, the skies would have opened up even more because
Mm,
came off his shoulder. It looked like a handball off the first replay, but came off his shoulder. And yeah, Ruben decided to bring on his favorite teacher's pet, Mason
mm.
Mount. And it was a little tactical change. He put Mason Mount at left wing back. He was doing anything, bro. I don't even know. But did you notice any tactical changes when Mason Mount came on?
I think the main thing was he was trying to be a bit more direct. And Mason Mount isn't really Mason Mount playing left wing back for me. He's not really gonna be there for combination play. He's gonna be there to get the ball as quickly as he can and get in the box basically.
Mhm.
So that was probably the only real sort of tactical shift from that change. I'm still honestly genuinely trying to figure out. And I don't want to keep going back to that first of all. Why, like, how can United not be able to handle a League Two team's press?
Bro,
That's
and
what I really.
you know what it was too? It was evident from the first kickoff. Like in
Mm,
the first 45 seconds, you could tell United weren't on it at all. Because
yeah,
Grimsby were giving it to us large. And I
yeah,
was like, wait. In the first minute, I was like, I've watched a lot of football in my life. I've
yeah,
played a lot of football in my life. I've coached some football in my life. And I've seen, again, a lot of football. And I was like, this is not looking good. Like the first, you cannot handle any long ball. You cannot handle anything. It looked
yeah. I mean, no, I was gonna say you're absolutely right about from the pretty much the first minute in. What I will say as well, though, if that's happening, why not just use your Prem experience? Just keep the ball. Like,
because it goes back to what I asked you in the beginning. Why does Ruben Amorim want to go out wide? Because that's literally what the player's mentality is. We have to go out wide. And that's the thing, which is what bothers me about this formation. Because, again, I haven't really gone too deep on Ruben yet. There's been many games last year and this year where I could have been like, hey, I don't like this guy, but I'm giving him grace. And
Mm-hmm.
now I'm fed up. This is me being fed up because it's taking me a while for me to get here and be like, because I've seen people already saying Ruben out from last year, right? I
Mm.
was like, you know what? I'm gonna give him some grace. But today, what's today's date? August 27th, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Today was my final straw with that guy because I was like, he's young. He's trying to get his own team in. But now I'm
Yeah.
looking at this team and I'm looking at 3-4-3 and I'm looking at Grimsby Town because this is the first time United have. This is how far apart they are on the table, right?
Mm.
United haven't played Grimsby Town since 1943. That's
Fuck,
how
man.
far it is they're away from each other. They haven't played each other like the mid 40s, early 40s, right?
Damn.
And I'm seeing a team come to United. Oh, and here's the funniest thing about that. Their CEO is our
Mm.
former head of women's football.
Oh, that's interesting considering what uh, yeah, Jim Ratcliffe thinks about women's football, but it is what it is. I will say though, and I haven't seen any, I didn't see any pre or post match press conferences, but I just get the feeling that the Grimsby manager was probably like, if we don't win tonight, I might be a bit disappointed. That's what I feel like the feeling was. He's probably gave to his players that boys, they're there for the taking. And that's not a good thing because I've experienced that before as an Arsenal fan. When Brentford first came up to the Premier League, right? Thomas Frank was actually quite frank, ironically, in the post-game press conference. And he said that we know Arsenal have got a lot of quality. 21, 22 season. I don't know if we had a lot of quality, to be fair. We had some. And he was like, but I just told the boys we can win tonight, and I would have been really disappointed if we didn't win today, basically. And they had just come up from the championship. They had literally just come up from the championship, and that tells you that lets you know that these teams are looking at the Prem teams and thinking we can actually get at these guys at least from a tactical perspective. We can get at them, even if
Mm-hmm.
we're one league or three leagues apart. But I keep going back to it. There's more than enough quality in that United team to have won 4 or 5-0 today if a different coach was in charge.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't
They,
need. But again, I'm trying to find a balance. You shouldn't need a different coach. Like you should be able to just find a way. I don't know.
bro, there was a halftime, there was a post-match speech from the goalkeeper, Christy Pym. Um, he said, I'm a Man United fan, so I'm half human to be honest.
Hmm.
I'm just at this point where it's just like, where are the positives? What can we do? We can talk about some positives. Kobe Mainoo looked really good. Kobe Mainoo has this thing that he does on the ball. Like when he turns, he's very strong.
Mhm.
And you saw that for the goal that Mbuemo scored. That when Kobe had that running through the middle and he found
Mhm.
him, that's Kobe personified.
Well,
Supreme.
here's my thing. Here's my thing. Yeah, Kobe Minu shouldn't even. Kobe Minu should be a first team player where you're wrapping him in cotton wool. You shouldn't be giving him minutes. For fuck's sake, this is getting on us. You shouldn't be giving him minutes against Grimsby and then saying pre-game or something along the lines of, oh, I've got a lot of faith of Kobe Minu and shit. If you did, he'd be one of your most important players. Simple as you wouldn't be giving me first start of the season, 2 weeks into the season against Grimsby Town. So I think anyway, I think he's lying about that personally. But also
Mhm.
like him doing that, Kobe Manu looking good against Grimsby Town. We haven't learned anything. Like we've seen him, play really well against Liverpool, against Man City. So
So well in Euros.
in the Euros as well. So him playing well against Grimsby Town is like that's not even why I tuned in today because he's gonna ball out kind of thing. So man, I'm really confused. Like I sincerely mean it. Like I'm just really confused as to what I've seen today. And not because I don't know what I've seen today. It's just more of a why. Why have I
Yeah,
seen this today?
bro. And the crazy thing is we have an agenda for everybody. And the
Hmm.
game is so confusing that we're derailed because we just don't understand how to put this into words. This is why I need a coach on this podcast because I am genuinely confused in my own self. I've seen a lot of football in my life.
Hmm.
And what I saw today was just like, just genuinely just I'm not even upset. I'm not even angry. I'm just confused as to, like, why? Just why is any of this happening? Not even how, just why. Because I know the how part is the why. United did get another goal in the 88th minute. Harry Maguire penalty, big slap that does his thing at all times. Then Shesko had a chance in the 94th, but
I
it
think
was
Delict took it off his. I think Delict took
yeah,
it off
I was gonna
his.
say the lid
Yeah.
took off his feet, and yeah, so it's a bit
But even
confusing.
going back for it, at 2-0, Grimsby had a goal ruled out that shouldn't have been ruled out.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
The offsides one with Maguire, right?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
exactly that one. And I just think Grimsby Town went through, which is fine, but that could have went horribly wrong for Grimsby. So the fact that they won, you can call it justice or whatever else, but that still bothers me. That sort of thing still bothers me because how can you as a liner and ref not know the rules? Like that should not have been ruled out.
Yeah.
So yeah, but again, the goal came and it came from Haramorim. And the amount, like, I had people on the timeline cussing him, and it's like he scored, and they're like, everyone's like, oh, basically. I'm just like, but he does this every time. No matter how badly Harry Maguire might play, he's good for a goal. He's probably more likely to score in a bad performance than he is in a good performance, actually, funnily enough. I feel like that's probably the trend with Harry Maguire. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know that.
You're correct. You're correct. Yeah. Let's get to the penalties because we got a lot of post-match questions I need to ask you about the team.
Go on.
Penalties was 11-12, I remember. Bueno hit the crossbar, and Cunha
Mhm.
took a stupid penalty. I don't know what Cunha was thinking, just lashed the ball, but there is a talk of Sheshko not taking this penalty, and I personally do not care enough. I think
Mhm.
that I understand the optics of your expensive striker not taking a penalty, but I think about all the penalty takers United have. And Mbeumo was the penalty taker for Brentford. Cunha was a
Mhm.
penalty taker. Bruno was the penalty taker. Dalot's actually one of our better penalty takers. Maguire is one of our better penalty takers. Kobe Mainoo as well. So it makes sense, but I also do understand that perspective of, hey, you're the main striker here. Grab the effing ball and lash that ball in. But his penalty was good.
Apparently, though, I don't know how true this is, but I just saw something in one of my group chats that he wanted to take it, but apparently Amorim said no, that he'd let him go like closer to the end just to apparently protect him. Again, I'm asking questions why, like,
This is
you
the
know,
same coach who didn't really watch the game, to
yeah,
watch the penalties. He was
yeah.
literally shying away. That to me right there, and I'm sorry, excuse my French, ladies and gentlemen. That's a bitch ass nigga. Okay.
God damn. Yeah, I don't know, man. Amorim is a confusing. He's genuinely a confusing coach, and it's because do you know what it is? All the top coaches and top young coaches as well, they all have like their sort of favorite. I wouldn't say favorite formation, that's favorite sort of style of play.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to me that he does definitely has a style of play, but I feel like he's more wedded to a formation than an actual objective of what he wants to get out of the players
Yes.
in certain area of the pitch. That's my observation from the outside looking in. Like people that are way more learned than me can probably elaborate on this, but what I've learned just from looking at all the other coaches, Fabregas for example, Xavi kind of thing, like obviously Arteta. Oh my gosh, I named three Spanish managers, but it's anyway. They all have an idea of how they want to play. Whether they Arteta played a three at the back in his first half season at Arsenal. So it's not like he's always played a 4-3-3 or whatever, or 4-2-3-1. But they evolve and they change and they find out what they wanna do kind of thing. And it's just strange to me that he's clearly wedded to this formation. And even till now, the players that he's got don't all fully fit that style anyway. The only
No.
players that he's got to me that fit that style really is Dorgu because he's a wing back, right? Luke Shaw because he's now not fit enough to go up and down the wing, so he plays left centre backs. He's got a good passing range there, and Leach obviously, and then the three forwards because you've got two actual sort of like inside number 10s, and then a hard running number 9, which is kind of what you want to do in that sort of formation. But everyone else just seems like what the hell is Bruno doing in a 3-4-3 like 2-man midfield? What the hell is
Yeah.
that? But
Like, what's Ahmad doing as wing back? You know?
I mean, he did the same thing with Coenda, which I understand he had success for that, but that was Sporting in Portugal. Like
Yeah.
this is the Premier League, and sorry to speak myself, it's Manchester United we're talking about here. So
Manchester United Football Club. And it's bothering me because I can hear my accent slipping in and out because I'm just so epic confused, man. I'm just like, bro, like, what are you doing, man? You come to United, you get a job, but you decide to play a 3-4-3, a 3-4-3. I'm just like, why? And honestly, coach, I genuinely think that Dorgo might be better as a left back. I think that when Dorgo plays left wing back, he's so isolated by himself. and he has to do a million different things. They got him doing Bakuruma when he's by himself.
Nah, but as well, like I think at left back he probably gets even defensively. He probably gets a bit more exposed. Don't get me wrong, he's an athlete and stuff, but he's still young, and it could be a thing where if you play him left back, the other team starts attacking from the right, he gets caught sleeping at the back post because I know for a fact he's not that switched on in that regard. There, all
Mhm.
these gifts, a lot of these gifts come from the actual physical, like a player standing them up basically, and yeah, the tactical side of it, I still feel as if he'd probably need a little bit more time learning. Not saying it's beyond him, but Amorim's probably doing him a favour by just keeping him at left wing back. But yeah, man, it is what it is, man. You missed the penalty, like Amorim missed the penalty off scoring his first one, and yeah, the Grimsby fans went absolutely mental, man. So
Generally trying to look like for post-match things or anything Ruben said, and I really want to know what he's saying. Like I really, really want to know what he's thinking, where his thinking is, like what his mind is, because I'm confused. I don't know what else to say about this guy. He says he doesn't know why Grimsby has so much space and United started the game with so little intensity. He goes, I'm really sorry for the fans. The best team won. What else has he said? Um, well, Andre Nana. Let's talk about Andre Nana real quick. Um,
yeah, you want to talk about Andrea Nana? I mean this sincerely. You know how I feel about keepers of a certain background. I'll leave it at that. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say about him. Trying to think about. I'm trying to think about what I want to say about him.
okay, while
But
you're thinking, I'll just I'll have to bite my tongue a little bit here, but basically, there's no way there's no way he's here at United next year for sure. There is no chances at United next year for sure. So that's one thing we can definitely agree on. We can probably definitely agree on. Secondly, it feels like at times he does it on purpose. That's how
yeah,
bad the mistakes are. The mistakes are so bad that I feel as if he's just actually doing it on purpose because he probably thinks it's funny or something. That's how bad it is because it can't be anything else. You can't be a
but
goalkeeper and do some of the things that he does to me. Like
yeah,
that's the way I see it.
Coach. I have a question for you.
Go on.
A little Black American history for you, going back to the '60s. Do you know who William O'Neill is?
Pardon, say again?
Do you know who William O'Neill is?
I want to say the name sounds familiar, but I cannot like put a face to the name. So go
He's
on,
the
educate
he's
me.
the he's the informant who got Fred Hampton killed.
Ah, see,
Yeah,
automatically my mind went to the Black Panther Party.
yeah. So the reason
Okay,
I bring up William O'Neill is because he was very dangerous to the black community.
yeah.
Andre Onana also was dangerous to the black community. He's
God
setting a
damn.
he's setting a bad trend for black young goalkeepers because now they're gonna be looking at you like, no, you cannot play goal because I don't want you to be Andre Onana. That
Okay.
I don't know what else to say because I have lost my mind watching him play.
Okay, so when you're building a football team, right?
Yeah.
And I mean this, I'm actually being dead serious here. When you're building a football team kind of thing, you want your goalkeepers to let's start from the goalkeeper. You want your goalkeepers to be number one, at least over 6 foot. How was
Mhm.
that? I think Onana's 6'1" maybe or 6 foot on the dot.
Something like that, yeah.
Let me actually let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Sorry, ladies
Seriously.
and gentlemen. This episode has there's been a lot of confusion where we need to make sure we get our facts right here.
Apparently this guy is 1.9 meters. So that means he's about 6 foot. He's 6'3". Are you kidding me? He doesn't play like he's 6'3". If you told me David Raya was taller than Onana, I'd believe you. I'm not
Yeah,
joking because
yeah.
he doesn't even play like it.
Mhm.
This is news to me that he's 6'3". It's genuine news to me. I had no clue. There's no way he's 6'3", bro. He doesn't
Man,
even play like it.
we gotta stop trusting people with high top fade in 2025, bro. That's really it. Anybody with a high top fade and sponges it out is not a good person, man.
How can he be? No, how can he be 6'3"?
He's 6'3" and he acts like he's 5'3". It's incredible,
This
man.
is what's spinning my head. Okay, so that's the first thing. All right, cool. Okay, so to be fair to him, he's got the height, but he doesn't
Hmm.
play like it, right? He's got the height. Secondly, you want them to have strong wrists, right, and to be a good shot stopper. To me, doesn't even that. I don't think he's even got that, to be honest. Thirdly, you want them to be really commanding on crosses and also like be the voice of the defense, like command the defense kind of thing. Doesn't give me any of that, basically. And then to make matters worse, he's really, really good with his. Well, I say really good with his feet. He's quite good with his feet. I'd say. I don't want to over egg it, but there's a reason why. Obviously, he did well. He did well. Pardon me, did well with intern stuff. But all that stuff that he's good at, he can do with his feet. Doesn't matter if you haven't got the fundamentals down. If you're not even using your height, something that you was blessed with, to actually play like a 6'3" goalkeeper, then I don't know. I don't
Bro,
know. And
and the
I'm not
thing,
even trying to pile on because he's gonna have hundreds, thousands of God knows how many comments wherever we're talking about how bad he's going to. But I'm just trying to be objective here because I do feel a bit for him. But at the same time, it's like, bro, you're 6'3", man. Like, play like it.
bro,
you know?
once again, you play for Manchester United.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
don't
the
know.
thing about Onana and his distribution is he's not even that good at it. Bayern is better than him at it. That's the craziest thing.
This is why I said he was quite good. Not like, but I feel like that's probably his best attribute. It's your
Yeah,
best attribute, and you're not even the best at your club at doing it.
yeah. Is any other
So,
player today that you feel like Dalot does not feel any confidence at all, by the way.
do you know what? Yeah, there's a thing that I look at with all footballers, right?
Mhm.
Just with all footballers. What is the disparity between when you're at your top level and when you're at your bottom level? How big is that gap? Because the best players, the gap is
Mhm.
probably about this big,
Yeah,
and the not
yeah,
so good players, the gap's probably about this big.
yeah.
So the not so good players might look amazing, but then when they're not so good, they're like down all the way here. So what's your actual level? Your actual level's probably like in the middle around here. Where the
Mhm.
top players, when they play well, they're right here. And if they're not playing so well, they're only here, basically. And Dallo, for me, the disparity between his top level and bottom level is just, it's a chasm.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I don't know, man.
It's frustrating, because we're trying to piece this together, make sense. We haven't even got to Ruben Amorim yet, which is the meat and potatoes of it all. And I think we should get there now, don't you think? I don't think there's anything else that we need to cover as far as the game.
I suppose there's a bit of Bruno as well.
Okay, let's talk about Bruno.
Um, he came off the bench.
Hmm.
I just
I
feel
didn't
like,
notice him.
well, I was gonna say it. I just feel like that was it. He came off the bench, bro. Like, he scored his penalty, okay. Like, don't get me wrong, he got the ball often enough, but I just feel like he didn't. You're Portuguese international, captain Man United, and you didn't look, you didn't even look like a class above everybody else.
Hmm.
It's just, I don't know, man. It's crazy to me, man. Like, genuinely.
Bro, I mean, I have nothing else to say about Ruben. I mean, about Bruno. I think Bruno's a good player, but I think that time is getting to the point now where United have to cash in on him, you know?
Mm.
And I
Well,
don't think.
that offer coming in, boy. He had
Hmm.
an offer last season as well, and you guys didn't take it.
And this summer too.
Yeah, that was crazy to me.
Hmm.
So
100 mil, I'm flogging him. I'm sorry. But
yeah.
neither here nor there. So, Ruben Amorim, this is how we're gonna end this. We're gonna talk a little about Ruben and we're gonna get out of here because I'm confused. I'm genuinely
Hmm.
confused. I think it's time. I think it's time for him to go. You have
I'll be
international
honest with you.
breaks.
It's early in the season, so there's enough time for you to save the season. Even
Yeah,
though now you're competing for two trophies now. Yeah,
one.
yeah. Well, FA Cup. Oh,
That's it.
okay. Oh yeah, of course. Well, no, that's a lie. The top four trophy. Let's not forget that. So
Yeah, this is true.
yeah,
Yeah.
so um. Yeah, I don't like. I really don't like talking about managers losing their job unless it's Eddie Howe and Jose Mourinho. But it's probably just for the best as well. And he'll fall on his feet. He's still young. You know what I mean? Like he'll get the £20 million payoff. He'll be fine, kind of thing. But yeah. how do you realistically? How do you recover from this?
We
Especially
have a
that you literally just spent 200 million in the summer. You've unveiled the new 50 million pound Carrington training complex kind of thing, and then you serve that up. It's just bad optics in general. It's just really, really bad optics. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think Mr. Burns will be happy with that kind of thing. So for you guys that know, like I call Mr. Radcliffe Mr. Burns because he essentially is Mr. Burns. If you know, you know. And it just looks bad. Like he's probably looking like we spent all this money. Where the fuck is the results, boys? Like that's
yeah,
what he's going to be asking.
yeah.
So
Uh,
yeah,
I think this team is actually really good for a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2. I actually think this team is actually optimized for. I think that's how you get the best out of most of these players. And I truly believe that Ruben has tried,
hmm
but he never got that new manager bounce. I think that once he came in, he's just been rolling down the hill,
that's the
rolling.
weirdest thing about United. Actually, never got a new manager bounce.
No,
That is
he came
crazy.
in. He came in and we kept rolling down the hill, kept rolling down the hill, and I was just very confused as to like this is not it. You're a talent. You're on paper talented coach, but then coach, I remember something.
Gone.
Liverpool didn't hire him because he was so stuck to his 3-4-3. And now I think about it, we should never hire him because of that. Because that's why Liverpool went to go honor. Liverpool interviewed him, but he was so gung ho on his 3-4-3 and honored. They were like, nah,
Yeah,
never gonna get
and
on.
you can't. But you look at. But can you imagine trying to play a 3-4-3 of that Liverpool team, that Liverpool defense? Even like, what the hell are you gonna do with Konate and VVD, and who's their third centre back? They would have played there, Joe
Yeah,
Gomez.
yeah,
So he would have rocked up there and said, "We're gonna play a 3-4-3, and I'm gonna put Van Dijk as my wide left centre back. That's what I'm gonna do." Yeah, yeah,
I know. The Liverpool owners were looking like, ha ha, fuck out of here. The door's right there.
yeah, yeah.
So I do think that we have international break coming up, and
Mhm.
I hate. And again, like you and I are the same. I don't like talking about firing managers. I don't think it's cool, man. Like I've been laid off before, and it's not
Mm,
fun to be laid off. It's not fun. But I
mm.
think at some point it gets to a point where you have to just put a band-aid on it and just say and stop the bleeding.
And just let and more than anything as well for the players as well because a lot of those players like for example someone like Mason Mount he's worked hard to get fit again kind of thing and then it's a shitstorm around him like he hasn't been involved in any of the shitstorm kind of thing so now he's walking back into a team that's really shit you know and he's just thinking well I could have just stayed in a treatment bed like if I knew it was going to be like this you know obviously hypothetically I'm saying but yeah, it's just really annoying because you spent all this money for this manager to get his players, to get Dorgu, to get the two forwards, to get Sheshko. Do you know what I mean? You got Ugarte. Um, yeah, yeah. But it's probably for the best. It's time, man. Like,
Yeah, and I just feel like you have the international break. It's the perfect time to bring in a new coach. And who that new coach is, I mean, I think it's a toss-up between Xavi and Michael Carrick, honestly.
yeah. Do you know what? I was thinking about Michael Carrick the other day, and I probably mentioned this 100 times on the podcast, but reading his book really just helped me understand the way he manages his football team.
Hmm.
Like, and obviously seeing his stint at United as well, actually, funnily enough, like again, there was very good fundamentals there about how the team builds up primarily, but also what they do out of possession as well. Like it was
Hmm.
all very compact, which is great. It's just great stuff. And then when you win the ball back, okay, what's the obvious forward pass? Let's play that one. It's the one that's gonna get us in quickest, right? Let's play that. It's all very, you know, principled, but also sensible. It's sensible. You know, that's
Yeah.
the word. It's sensible, and a lot of these players. That's what I think that United just needs someone that's not going to overcomplicate shit and just say this is what you're good at, so we're going to play this way basically, and you're going to play in these zones, and this is what you're not so good at, so we're going to try to reduce your weaknesses here, like. And to be fair to Amorim, I suppose in a way, the reason why he's not playing Kobe is because in a two in that 3-4-3, he's just going to get overrun. He's not that sort of player, kind
Hmm.
of thing. But then for all his talent, you probably should be trying to platform him in one way or the other. you know. So again, he shot himself in the foot.
That's where he lost me was just like, bro, I understand there's 2 games in with Kobe, but bro,
Mm.
I think today was my final straw with Ruben. I
Mm.
really tried so hard to not be harsh on him, but today was my final straw because I didn't like what I saw. I did not like it tactically,
Mm-hmm.
not like it culturally. I didn't like any of the things that I saw today against that team, and it was not fun to watch for me as a United fan and somebody who loves this club through and through.
Mm.
And I think about Michael Carrick, and I think about what I've seen at Middlesbrough. He's shown me enough of Middlesbrough that he can hack it. Like he's a good enough manager at this level. I just think that Middlesbrough they didn't mesh well.
But also at the same time, I do think that how many. Let's look at the sorts of managers. Let's look at the sorts of managers that United have had over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say post Jose. So you tried Ole, who's the relatively young coach. We'll
Mm-hmm.
say, was it Ragnick before or after him? Sorry,
Ragnick was an interim
was it
after
before Ole or after Ole?
I think he was after Oli, if I remember
I
correctly.
just
Off
know
the
that.
top.
I just know there was 1 degree of separation between them two at least. Anyway,
Yeah.
so and then you had Ten Hag, who at the time when he took over, I think he was like 49 or 50, let's say, and now
Yeah.
he's like 52 or 53. I can't remember exactly. Anyway,
Oh, bro, I got it. It's
God,
David Moyes. Giggsy was a
yeah,
caretaker. LPG, Jose Mourinho. Oli, Carrick was the caretaker.
yeah,
Rangnick came in December 2021 as the interim. Then
yeah.
Eric Ten Hag. Ruud was the interim. Now Ruben.
Okay, cool. So you've had a vast scope of managers, whether they're experienced and won stuff, also won stuff for United, whether they were like youngish and sprightly.
Hmm.
So it's not like you haven't tried like a lot of different approaches of hiring. But the more I think about it, I did have a look at a list of like available managers, and one name that stood out on there on me genuinely was actually Xavi, who you mentioned. Um, and I feel like some of his comments in the last year or so have been quite positive about United as well. Like he's mentioned that at least like United are a big club and all the usual bullshit that they say when they're glazing a football club. I think he might be the most the safest bet because at least you know one thing with Javi at the very very least he's gonna try and build that midfield. He will he will.
And the thing is, Xavi also had his kid in United kit last year.
There we go. There
Yeah.
we go. So maybe he's the one. Maybe.
But
Um,
Ruben, it's tough. But you lose to Grimsby Town. I don't care if you lose in penalties. I don't care how you lose. You lost to Grimsby Town. Like we said, you're
they just,
Manchester United.
they just make pasties in Grimsby, bro. That's what they make. Just pasties.
And then they had chicken. They had winner chicken dinner on the back of their kits.
God damn.
Yeah,
God damn.
that was one of their sponsors. Probably somebody who makes pasties made that has that company. Wouldn't like it.
Damn.
Yeah, it's bad. And how can you only have the FA Cup to play for in August, man? Game week 3 and the season is looking bleak.
Mhm.
You got Burnley on Saturday. You
I
lose
thought
to
it was West
Burnley.
Ham,
No, it's
Okay.
Burnley. You lose to Burnley. It's curtains
I,
because
let's actually see how it goes because
Mhm. So after Burnley, United's first game back is City.
West Ham, it's City. Oh
No,
God. Oh God.
City, Chelsea,
United,
Brentford.
United, United will win that as well. That's the thing.
Bro,
United will win that.
it's City, Chelsea, Brentford, Sunderland, Liverpool.
Wow.
Then Brighton. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it doesn't get any easier after the Brighton game either, because you got Forest, Tottenham, Everton, Palace.
God. Okay. Maybe Amorim makes it to the weekend. Maybe he doesn't, right? But if he doesn't make it to the weekend and you don't beat Burnley, I absolutely think it's curtains. I absolutely do think it's curtains. If he makes it to the weekend at least. But I think that he's pretty much on borrowed time at this point. Like United could easily go on a run where they go unbeaten in 10 games and like they win like 6 of those, for example. Right?
For sure.
But then the 11th games comes and they lose, and I'm telling you, the pitchforks from the board and whoever else the decision makers will be out again. And he could be literally one game. At this point, he's one game away from losing his job anyway. That's the way I see it. But I don't feel as if, unless United are looking to qualify for the Champions League, and it doesn't start looking like that like relatively soon, Amorim literally is going to be. We've always been thinking, could it be today? Could it be today? Like, the point I'm making it is things need to change. You can't wait anymore. You literally cannot wait anymore. The money's been spent. You've got your wave, your formation, shit like that. Can't wait anymore. That's the way I'm looking at it. So, boy.
I just, again, to wrap it all up, you lost to Grimsby, makes pasties, and you're Manchester United.
Yeah.
That's it. Ruben Haramorim.
Haramorim.
That's his name, bro. I didn't want to I didn't want to get to this place of just like being manager out, but boy, my rope with Eric, I almost called him Eric Ten Hag. My rope with Ruben Amorim is over, bro. Like he's got it. This is all you. You made the sandwich now, so yeah. United played Burnley on Saturday. Arsenal edition will be out. They play Liverpool on Sunday. We'll do the weekend review.
Yeah.
But yeah, once again, I'm Tosin.
Subscribe.
Please subscribe. Yes.
Subscribe.
On YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, we're all on there. Please subscribe.
Yeah, but especially you guys on YouTube, subscribe.
And comment too, man. We love the comments.
We love the comments. Even the smart asses on TikTok as well. Like it's all love, man. But subscribe, guys. You're gonna get really annoyed at us saying this, but that's so serious. Like subscribe. You guys. Some of you have YouTube channels, some of you don't. But for the one of you that don't have YouTube channels, you probably won't realize that's how important it is that you like and subscribe our shit. It's really flipping helpful. So please subscribe. Thank you.
And we love you. We're out. Everyone take it easy. Peace.
Hey folks, this is Dan from the Shirtless Plantain Show. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and follow us on all our socials. You can see them right beneath our recordings in every video. Thanks again, and see you on the next one.